Pardon me. Pardon me. Yes, I'm coming. Pardon me. Okay.
Get up here so you can hear him.
Okay, pardon me. Pardon me, Mom. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Now the white ones here, this is our third type of gray wolf. These are the Arctic wolves. They come from way up north in the Arctic region, around Greenland, Ellesmere Island, way up north. These guys can survive to 100 degrees below zero.
Whoa.
The way they do that, they grow in a long fur called a guard hair. That hair is hollow, it traps
Pardon
air
me.
inside and works like a thermos bottle. It can insulate them, keep them cool or keep them warm. In the winter, they grow in a second set of fur called an undercoat, and between those two layers of fur, they say about 100 below zero. A lot of people say then how do they survive in the hot summers? They do really well. Wolves can adapt to any climate. They'll shed all of that undercoat out. They keep the guard hair, which again insulates them to keep them cool or warm. We have so many leaves on the trees, not much sunlight gets in, so it stays very cool for them. And we built the pond in every pen. They spend a lot of time swimming and playing in the water.
Aw.
Over on this side, we have another pack of timber wolves, which are all the lighter colored ones. Our new addition to the preserve, these are our new pups, the black ones there. That's our fourth type of gray wolf. They're British Columbian wolves. That's their subspecies. Now, every wolf pack is an extended family. What makes up that wolf pack are the leaders in the pack, which are called alphas. You'll always have an alpha male and an alpha female. The rest of the pack members are sometimes the brothers and sisters of the alpha pair, and all of the offspring are the babies from the alpha pair. The young ones stay with their pack until they're 2 years old. Then they either leave in search of others that have left and start their own families, or they stay with their pack as a lower ranking member. Everybody in that wolf pack has his own place. There's an order in that pack, and everybody has to follow it. On the top of the order are the alphas. They're in charge. Everybody has to listen to them. They eat first whenever there's food around. They're also the only ones that have puppies in the pack. This is Raven right here. Raven is the alpha in the pen, the leader in the pack. There's usually one wolf who's second in command, next in line. They're in charge of the pack. When the alphas are away, they're called a beta wolf. This is Cheyenne right here. Cheyenne is the beta wolf, second in command. Everybody has their spot throughout that ranking. There's always going to be one wolf who's the very shyest in the pack. They're going to be the lowest ranked member. The lowest member is called the Omega. That's Oshika there on the left. She's the Omega in the pack, the shyest one. Now the way they figure out where they sit in that order is every day they growl and snarl and bite each other's faces. They'll jump on each other's backs and push each other down. Sounds like they're tearing each other apart. But it's all just a show to see who's tougher than who. Now wolves only have puppies once a year. Unlike your dogs at home, which can have pups twice a year, wolves only breed once. Their mating season is in late February to early March. The females are pregnant for only 63 days, and the puppies will be born in the beginning of May. But sometime in April, the females find a spot they like and they dig a den. They dig a hole in the ground about 18 inches around, and they can tunnel in up to 6 feet underground and have their puppies down underground. 12 years ago was our last litter of pups we had born here, and when they were born, none of our females dug any dens. They had them right out in the open, which is really unusual for a wolf. We think it's because they're comfortable enough here. They didn't feel threatened. They didn't feel the need to hide the pups. Now, the average size for a litter in a pack of wolves, usually 4 or 5 pups. 12 years ago, we had 17 puppies born here, a lot more than we ever expected. We had 4 born to the timbers, 6 to the Arctics, and 7 to the tundra wolves. Unfortunately, at the time, the town here would only allow us to have 24 wolves. They said we could be here, but we could only have 24. So we can only keep 6 of those new puppies. We had to get rid of the other 11. We could have sold them off and made a lot of money, but that would really defeat what we were trying to do here. So we donated all of our extra puppies to different preserves around the United States, and they went all throughout the country. After we donated out those pups, we had surgery done to our alphas. We don't let them have puppies here anymore. Not only are we under a limit by the town, but we also have what we feel is a comfortable number in these pens. And it would defeat the purpose of having such a nice large home for them if we let them have puppies every year and just kept packing more and more of them in. In the future, if we needed to replace any, we could always find a puppy that was already born in captivity. These little guys we brought in from another facility, they're about 6 months old now. As long as we put them into the pack as a puppy, they'll accept them with no trouble at all. That way we can keep our educational program going and also help out some others that were already born in captivity to make sure they get a good place to live out their lives. Now, when it comes to that 4 weeks and we take them from the den and spend that time raising them, we take them home. 12 years ago, I had all 17 puppies at my house. It was pretty sure I'd ever raised 17 pups at a time before. Becky, who's going to tell you about our fox and bobcats today, raised them with me, and wolf puppies have to be bottle fed every 4 hours. It takes 2 hours to bottle feed 17 pups. In 2 hours, you start all over again. The reason it takes so long is that wolf pups are very fussy. The mother's milk in a wolf is 101 degrees. When you're bottle feeding those pups, if that milk isn't close to 101, they won't drink it. So it's a battle to keep that milk at a temperature just like the mother's would be, so they'll drink all their milk. Second reason it takes such a long time, and it's not the most pleasant thing, and that is that wolf pups and canines, or dogs in general, they can't go to the bathroom by themselves when they're little puppies. The mothers have to lick their bottoms to stimulate them to go to the bathroom. So we have to do what we call poop them. I didn't lick them. I didn't lick them. But you have to pat their bottoms with a warm, wet towel every time you bottle feed them to get them to go. Or believe it or not, they could back up inside and maybe die from it. It's a very long procedure of getting them eating solid foods and going to the bathroom by themselves, getting them all their inoculations they need before we put them back in and the parents take over raising them. When we do first put them back in, what they'll do is lick and bite at the faces of the adults after they've eaten. They call it soliciting. They will solicit the adults to regurgitate or throw up food for them. And that's what they live off of for the next couple of weeks. Then eventually they learn how to chew on the deer meat that we feed them. Wolves are a carnivore or meat eater. They say they'll eat anything from a mouse to a moose. But their main diet is any kind of a grazing or grass-eating animal, and we feed them all deer meat here. I work with the state police and the local communities. They call us anytime there's a deer hit by a car. We'll pick those deer up. We work with some farmers here in North New Jersey that have permission to shoot the deer when they're destroying their crops. We'll take those deer, and we also end up buying a lot of meat. We feed close to 50,000 pounds of meat a year here. Quite a bit. I'll feed 2 different ways. When I'm feeding the meat that we have bought, it looks like hamburger, but it's deer meat that's been all ground up. We'll buy 50-pound frozen blocks, cut it into smaller pieces. We'll throw each wolf in a frozen block of meat that's about 3 pounds.
Aww.
They all get fed about 3 pounds of meat a day. Some people think it's strange we feed it to them frozen. The reason I feed it frozen